Police in Haiti have now arrested 17 men in connection with Wednesday's assassination of President Jovenel Moise. Authorities say 2 are U.S. Haitian citizens and 15 are Colombian nationals. 9 suspects are believed to be still at large. The U.S. is sending federal law enforcement officers from the FBI and Homeland Security to help. We'll get the latest after the news summary. Search crews have pulled the remains of 15 more victims from the rubble of a collapsed condominium tower in Surfside, Florida. That raised the confirmed death toll to 79. 61 people are still unaccounted for. The Miami-Dade mayor said they are working as expeditiously as possible to locate more victims.
This recovery is moving forward with great urgency as we work 24 hours a day on the pile to recover victims and bring closure to all of the families still waiting. We want to bring them news as quickly as we possibly can.
Workers were also able to find a cat who had lived on the building's 9th floor and survived the collapse and reunited it with its family. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention today encouraged schools to reopen fully now that students as young as 12 are getting vaccinated and that deaths are declining. It also said that fully vaccinated teachers and students do not need to wear masks while in school. Meanwhile, the CDC and the Food and Drug Administration said fully immunized Americans do not currently need a booster shot. That comes after Pfizer announced plans to seek approval for one in the next month. Tropical storm Elsa, that is, triggered flood warnings across the northeastern U.S. today as it barreled into New England. In New Haven, Connecticut, water was seen spouting from manhole covers. And in the New York City region, downpours flooded subways and streets. President Biden today pressed Russia's President Vladimir Putin to take action to disrupt ransomware attacks emanating from Russia. The leader spoke for an hour by phone in the wake of a string of cyber attacks linked to Russian hackers that paralyzed U.S. businesses. Mr. Biden warned that the U.S. will, quote, defend its people and its critical infrastructure. President Biden also signed an executive order today aimed at curbing the anti-competitive practices of big businesses. It includes 72 actions and recommendations to boost wages and increase consumer protections. Before a signing ceremony at the White House, the president said the order targets abusive actions by monopolies.
Capitalism without competition isn't capitalism, it's exploitation. Without healthy competition, big players can change and charge whatever they want and treat you however they want. And for too many Americans, that means accepting a bad deal for things that you can't go without.
Business and trade groups opposed the order, arguing that it would hamper the post-pandemic economic recovery. The Biden administration also announced U.S. immigration authorities will no longer detain most migrants who are pregnant or recently gave birth, reversing another Trump-era policy. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials said the decision reflects their commitment to treating individuals with dignity while still upholding the law. In Bangladesh, at least 52 people are dead after a fire broke out in a food and beverage plant outside Dhaka. First responders worked to put out the flames and recover bodies after the fire engulfed the 5-story building Thursday night. Fire officials said the main exit door was locked, trapping many inside. The Taliban now claim to control 85% of the territory in Afghanistan. While that's impossible to verify, their fighters have made strategic gains in recent months as American troops pull out of the country. Taliban leaders have promised not to attack provincial capitals. Back in this country, the city of Charlottesville, Virginia, announced plans to take down its controversial monument to Confederate General Robert E. Lee tomorrow. The statue sparked a violent white supremacist rally in 2017 that left a woman dead. A nearby statue of another Confederate general, Thomas Stonewall Jackson, is also set to come down Saturday. Workers began removing the security fencing that remains around the U.S. Capitol today. The 8-foot-high fence was erected after the January 6th insurrection. It's been in place for 6 months. The operation is expected to take about 3 days to complete. And on Wall Street today, banks and tech stocks led all three major indexes to notch record closes. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 448 points to close at 34,870. The Nasdaq rose 142 points, and the S&P 500 added 48. Still to come on the NewsHour, COVID cases continue to strain hospitals in areas of the U.S. with low vaccination rates. The UN Security Council decides the fate of Syria's last humanitarian lifeline. New analysis shows climate change driving extreme heat and drought in the western U.S., plus much more.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.